hear my baby crying.
We're here today with Bullfrog McGee at Sound Right Recording Studios. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well.
Excellent, excellent. We've got a few questions for you today, and are you ready to start?
Let's try it. What do you reckon?
Let's do this. First of all, I'd like to ask you, how would you describe your music?
Play Piedmont blues, acoustic music, American folk music.
I've heard some of this, and it all sounds very, very excellent. Who would you say your biggest influence musically would be?
Probably my old man. But Toots runs a close second. No, I mean, I grew up listening to my dad had a great record collection. He played himself, and when I was a youth, he sat me down and showed me how to make a D and an A7 chord. And he showed me how to pick them with my fingers. He showed me how to do waltz time. And at the end of it, he said, "Son, now you know 1,000 songs always use this power for good and not evil." And off I went, sallied forth across the muddy river, and I've been playing those chords ever since.
Awesome. And would that be your favorite musician, or who would you consider to be your favorite musician?
Well, I like me a lot. I especially like eating and paying rent and burning up gasoline, getting places to play music. Fuller, Limeway Fuller, Reverend Gary Davis. There's something about Roy Bookbinder. I just hear him really well. I have a real good sense of where his hands are on the guitar neck when I hear him play. Mississippi John Hurt and Elizabeth Cotton were both kind of rural finger pickers. I like the way that they picked. I didn't have a whole lot of truck with rock and roll, but I like Pink Floyd.
Good choice, good choice.
And J.J. Cale and Mark Knopfler, I think, are all excellent guitar players. I listen to them, and that's the deal right there. I mean, if it feels good in my ear, I listen to it.
I like the way you answer that question. And about how long have you been playing music?
31 years, 28. I guess I've been playing about 31 years and about 28 years for money.
Impressive, very impressive.
I'm aging very gracefully.
You're what, 22? You've been playing since before you were born.
I've been playing since before I was born.
Do you have any interesting projects that you are working on right now that we can look forward to?
Boy, do I ever. Well, my current project that is consuming all of my time and energy is there's an old blues singer, guitar player buried down in Sanford, North Carolina. He's been in an unmarked grave for the last 35 years. He's been running around raising money and interest and consciousness raising and just generally making people aware. And hopefully at some point here in the very near future, we're going to put a gravestone on him. And in the meantime, it gives us an opportunity to talk about him, put on some shows and get some other artists involved and generate a lot of art around the process, and hopefully get some extra exposure for some guys like John D. Holman, Boo Hanks, and Lightning Wells. Me and Tad and those other three fellas made a couple of records we're going to be giving away as incentives whenever. December 1st, we're going to start we're going to kick off, we're going to launch an Indiegogo campaign to raise money for that memorial, and some of the incentives for giving money to the Floyd Council Memorial Project will be these records that these fellas have made, and we're adding some art prints, and we're trying to get some new art made with pictures of old blues guys, you know, that kind of stuff. So that's the big adventure right now. So I think December 1st we'll be putting on a big show at Amplified Art down there on Blake Street in Raleigh, and we'll hang the walls with blues-related art and fill the room up with blues singers and musicians, and launch the campaign officially. And after that, there will be a number of events and concerts and various fun. I think we're going to try and do a blues dance with one of the swing dance clubs in Durham, and There'll be a lot of stuff going on, so. And they can find out about all of that stuff at willardmcgee.com, to Facebook. You can come find me on Facebook at Bullfrog Willard McGee. And you can go like the Floyd Council Memorial Project page on Facebook. That'll kind of keep you up to date with what we're doing. And then the Indiegogo will go live on December 1st.
I'm looking forward to looking into all of that.
And
Sounds very interesting.
We recorded both of those records here at Sound Right Studios with Steve Tucci, the finest ear in the South insofar as I'm aware. If there's anybody's better sound engineer, I don't know who it is.
All right.
Drunk or sober. I mean, I don't know who it is when I'm drunk or sober. Steve's always sober in the studio.
What would you say the best show you've ever attended would be?
The best show I ever went to, really? I've been to some really good shows. I saw Sonny Terry and Brown and McGee at the Oklahoma City Amphitheater one time with Hoyt Axton and Marjorie Guthrie and a bunch of other people raising money for Huntington's Korea. That was a good show. I saw Muddy Waters one time, and my old man, we were in the lobby before the show, and my old man was sitting and had gone to the bathroom, and he came out and he said, my God, I just stood at the urinal next to Muddy Waters. I said, did you really? He said, yeah. I said, well, did you offer to shake hands with him? He said, no, I didn't offer to shake hands with him. So I asked him for his autograph. I said, I don't believe he had a pen on him. I said, well, did you get anything out of it? He said, hell yeah, I stood at a urinal next to Muddy Waters. He took me to a lot of good shows when I was a kid. I've seen a lot of good shows. Here recently, I don't know who I've seen recently that's really set my heart on fire. I mean, aside from the fellas that I've been kind of running around and playing, but John D. Holman always puts on a good show. And so does Tad Walters. Me and Tad just played a little bit in front of James Cotton and Clayton. And, you know, even with James kind of coming toward the end of his career, sitting down and his voice is kind of ruined. It just, the harmonica playing just soars is just unbelievable. And being in a place where you can peer out from the wings and see these grand old masters playing, that's one of my favorite things about this life. That's definitely one of my favorite things about this life.
It's definitely a plus.
Yeah. Definitely
a plus. What would you consider the best show that you've ever played?
Oh, everyone is better than the last. Before you know it, I'm going to explode from being so much fun to watch.
Nice. I can attest to that. I can attest to that. Do you have any words of advice for young artists who are just now starting out and working their way into the scene?
Sure. The first thing that I would say is to steal with both hands all of the words of Ira Glass. You talked about, the reason that you got into this is because you have really good taste. You're smart and you're funny and you're talented, and you know how to, but you don't actually know what you're doing yet. There's going to be a moment where you're going to realize that nothing that you're doing sounds as good as you know it can sound in your head. And that's the moment that you got to put your shoulder down and grind through. It'll come, but you got to do the work. You got to every day get up and do the work. The guitar has to be where you trip over it every day, so you pick it up and play it all the time. And you have to go easy on yourself and let there be a period of time where what you know you can sound like and what you actually sound like doesn't ruin your desire to come to a place where you're going to sound like that. I think it's real important. I think it's real important to realize that you've got good taste. That's why you want to do this stuff. You just got to put the work in to get to where you have all of the groceries, all of the chops to make it happen for yourself. That's what I would tell a young artist.
That's pretty sound advice.
I like to think so.
Would you
do the work? Do the work. That's the deal right there.
Would you like to play a little sample of your music for us?
A little sample of something.